Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the topic benchmarking. Benchmarking. Who started benchmarking? Robert C. Camp in the year 1989 with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from Cornell University, MBA from Cornell University's Johnson School of Management, PhD in logistics and operations research from the Penn State University. Benchmarking is a process. It is a secret for success. Benchmarking is a secret for success. Secret of success. All of you understand what is the meaning of the word benchmarking. Means you have to set high standards. For example, if anybody is there in the class who is an excellent student, you make that student your benchmark and you try to reach your goals just like that student is reaching. So it is like you're making that student a role model. You're making that student a role model. Okay, and trying to reach the goals. So you should keep benchmarks for every task that you do. Four forms of benchmarking: generic, functional, competitive, and internal. Different types of benchmarking. Process benchmarking means benchmarking the processes that are there in your organization. Financial benchmarking, benchmarking from an investor's perspective. Product benchmarking, performance benchmarking, strategic benchmarking, functional benchmarking, best in class benchmarking, and operational benchmarking. All these are the different functions of an organization. Okay, process. Some are process-based companies, some are product-based, some are financial. Okay, so all areas you have to do benchmarking. Benchmarking means setting high standards, high goals, and trying to achieve those goals. Understand all of you? For example, if you keep high goals, at least you will reach closer to those goals. Understand? Prerequisites for conducting benchmarking. You should have a will and commitment. Just keeping goals high and not working towards the achievement of the goals is not helpful, all of you. It will not help. So you should keep high goals. You should keep high goals and you should also have the willpower and commitment for achieving those goals. Second is vision and strategic link. Vision and strategic objective link. Goals to becoming the best. You want to become the best. You want to become the top company. Openness to new ideas. You are open to new ideas. These are the qualities that are required for benchmarking. These are the qualities that are required for benchmarking. Next, some more prerequisites for benchmarking is understanding of existing processes, products, services, practices, and customer needs. All of you, this is all very important. You should understand the existing process, products, services, practices, customer needs, and how you can improve this existing to a better level. Understand? The purpose of benchmarking is to reach higher goals, higher standards, higher quality, higher values. Documented processes. Every process must be documented. All of you, they say one of the drawback of many people is that we do not do documentation. Process analysis. Analyze the process which you are following today, whether it is good or bad. If the process is having some drawbacks, change it, improve the process. Research is very important. Communication and team building skills. These are all required for doing benchmarking. All these are required for doing benchmarking. Obstacles. What are the obstacles in the process of benchmarking? First one is internal focus. Internal focus. You should have focus. You should be focused. Objective should not be too broad. Too broad. Unrealistic timetables. Unrealistic timetables means you set the time limit for achieving a goal which is too short. Which is too short. Understand all of you? Okay in class. Poor team composition. Another obstacle is that the team that you have created for doing benchmarking is not having good quality people. Understand? If the quality of the people in the team is good, automatically the performance of the level, the mm, quality of the work will be better. Improper emphasis, insensitivity to partners, insensitivity to partners. Partners are the people who are related to you in the business. They can be the customers, the suppliers, the competitors. You have to be very mm, 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 prompt to them. Limited top management support. If you are not also not getting the support from the top management for every aspect in business organization or in any organization, the support of the top management is very important. The support of the top management is very important. Rational. What is the goal for benchmarking? Why should we do benchmarking? One is global competition. Because there is global competition. You have to do benchmarking because you have to face in global competition. Current standing of the company. Current standing of the company. A best in class model. You want to prepare a best in class model. Support of total quality. Support of total quality. Customers are better informed. Customers are better informed. These are all the rationale behind benchmarking. Some examples of companies who are doing benchmarking. Xerox, computer hardware, there are Infosys, uh, IBM, Microsoft, Google, all these companies set benchmarks, high benchmarks, and they try to achieve those benchmarks. Because of which they become the leaders. Toyota, Sony, Honda, Benz, benchmarks are very high. Xerox started in the year 1908 and became one of the biggest companies in the year 1960s. Rapid expansion of the middle management, and it has competition from Japanese companies by 1980s. Halaki actually Xerox is the name of the company that makes a machine which is used for doing photocopying. Photocopying. But what happened is people are uh, people are saying they are going for Xerox. Actually, they are going for photocopying because the company became so famous, so they are calling Xerox. Understand? Benchmarked processes, supplier management systems. You have to benchmark the supply system. Inventory management systems. Inventory, that is materials management systems. Manufacturing systems, the production, marketing, advertising, sales promotion, distribution, service, and quality. Quality. What are the benefits of benchmarking? If you do benchmarking, you will have fewer complaints from the customers. There will be reduction in the defects in the products, reduction in service response time, reduction in inventory costs, reduction in labor costs, reduction in building errors. There will be very less defects in the incoming parts. But whenever new parts or material is coming into the company, there will be very less defects. Increase in the customer satisfaction. The benefits of benchmarking are customer satisfaction increases in market productivity, increases in distribution productivity, increases in product reliability. These are some of the benefits of benchmarking. These will increase, defects will decrease, complaints will decrease. Okay, incoming material defects will decrease, customer satisfaction will increase, market productivity will increase, distribution productivity will increase in product reliability. These are the 7 steps in benchmarking. And you have to find out what you have to benchmark, which process you want to benchmark. How do you measure the benchmarking goal? Who will benchmark? Collect the data, analyze the data, determine the gaps, set goals and develop an action plan, monitor the process. The benchmarking team consists of the following people. Management support to the team. The top management support is very important for the benchmarking. So they have to include the employees who are close to the process, who have the knowledge about what goes on outside the boundaries of process. include employees who have interest and knowledge. And the other, some of the other important people who are also there in the benchmarking team are suppliers and customers. Suppliers are the people who supply products, information, other inputs. Customers receive a product, service, or other outputs. Thank you, students.